Oh my goodness, man. What a day. What a day. What a day. What a day, man. How's everybody on here doing today? Everybody on today. Hope everybody having a good day. Had a good day today. Helped my mom out. We had a little vendor event at the cancer center. It went very well. It went very, very well. Peace everybody on TikTok. Peace everybody on YouTube. Peace everybody on my Facebook page. And peace to all my alumni on our GCU and college page. Peace and love to everyone. We're going to illuminate something today. If you like the teachings, if you like the, my info is in my bio. If you want to give a nice donation, you can. If not, it's all good. I have a full library, and every time people give donations, I like to share my Gnostic library with brothers and sisters. And if you follow me on different platforms, especially if you've been following me on Instagram, I have a whole book page where I share books. I share ancient books with a lot of people that you may not have never heard of. I share books that may cost hundreds and thousands of dollars. I've converted a lot of books to ebooks, aka PDF books, so you can download them on your tablet. And you can go to Office Max and Staples and print them and bind them. Or one of my muftis, they'll print and bind a book for you at bindedbooks.com. If you're looking for regalia, you can get it from me from morrishaberdasher.com. And if you're here to learn, you're more than welcome. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what your ethnicity is. You're here to learn. My brotherhood and my fraternal order, it's not contingent on race or color. It's contingent on respect, love, and wisdom. Because truth have no sides. And if you come on my page trolling, I'm just going to block you. I always have to say that. And it just, a lot of times this shows a lot of these people on social media when they act like they incognito, and then they be on my page for 1 minute, then my IT guy jump in their inbox, and then they start getting afraid and scared, and I say we shouldn't do things like that. If we're not into something, we shouldn't even show up. But I know you can't control things on social media. I just put that out there. But yeah, man, today is a good day. And before I get into the teachings, everything that I share, you don't have to go to no Amazon or nowhere and spend all your money on things. Everything that I talk about, I've lectured it on a college campus. I've lectured it at academia houses. Everything that I speak on is scholarship, regardless if you like it or not. But if you melanated, or if you're not melanated, and you come on here trolling, it just shows the aptitude of you. And one of my empresses was talking about something today, and all the men that jump in her inbox, acting like she's bashing men, and she's not bashing men. What she be doing is all these sensitive men have something to say about her perspective, and she have a husband. And so that's why, just like I had a troll on my YouTube page yesterday, Peace J, Peace Noble, and I tried to be respectful to whoever the person was. I'm like, when you come on my page and you trolling, thinking your face is not seen, and you pinging off a tower, and I told everybody what was gonna happen. Apologies come the next day, and people get scared because I don't believe in bullies. In my neighborhood, bullies, and now you'll be a TikTok bully on social media. It just shows the aptitude of our brothers and sisters. And if you are a kid, stop playing. For real. Out of all the stuff going on in the world today, we shouldn't be hating and trolling on people. And if you've been on my page a plethora of times, you should give a donation. Because I'm telling you, a lot of stuff that you hear people talking about is not real. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they know influencer and all that. They're not going to come on my page with that. So we should have some respect level with each other today. You know? I don't know. Vicky invites you to co-host. I don't know what that means, Vicky. When you mean you invite me to co-host. Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Let's battle.
Ah, no, I don't do that, Nikki. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to battle, Nikki.
Why?
See, that's why let me block this person, man. Cause I'm not here to battle, Nikki.
Girl, shush.
That's not what I'm here to do. Let me get off this page with this person, with all due respect. With all due respect. And that's what I'll be saying. There should be some type of respect level with us. But do you see what happens when I jump on people pages and I show you what they be all about? They be about nothing. And then they be having children. But I got your hookup now, so I'm going to see if you're really about what you're saying. Because I got people in your area, and we're going to see if you're really about the games that you be doing on social media. Because I have time today, and I'm going to start making time for all of it. And I'm going to see if people really, really living how they living. And you're going to see, the first thing they're going to do is start apologizing. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Don't lose your little cheap job on social media being a troll or a person that's racist. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your welfare. Don't lose your food stamps on here playing the games on social media on my page. I always try to tell people, before you start playing, thinking it's a joke, you better do a background check on who I am. I tell people this all day, but they still don't. And when you lose your kid, when the social workers come all that and they ask you this, that, and the other, then you be afraid and scared. So the first thing I ask brothers and sisters, no, look. And then you got these people with these crazy topics. Invite moist potatoes. No, moist potatoes. Whoever you are, if you want to do it, invite moist potatoes to co-host. No. Start looking up all these people, who they are on social media when I say their names, and you see how ridiculous this stuff is. If you're not into what someone into, don't jump on here playing. We should be better than that. So no moist potatoes. I don't want you to co-host. No Captain America. I don't want you to co-host if you playing. And no a sovereign alchemist. A lot of stuff people just be playing. So the first thing I want to ask brothers and sisters, and this is a yes or no question, if you ever heard of this, have anyone ever heard of the SF 181 form and what it pertains to? Has anyone? Do you know what the SF 181 form consists of and what it pertains to? Peace, Willard. Am I saying it right? Willard Don Low. Peace and love. I respect those that respect me. See, I know when most people jump on your page and they don't have no background, most of the times they be trolls because they think they don't have their faces on social media. You think you incognito. But I'm telling you, you pinging on a tower. All you have to do is be on my page for 1 minute. That's it. That's all you have to do is be on here for 1 minute. I promise you. I tell you everything, where you stay, what car you drive, your job, everything. If you work a job, because that's public information. The next question I ask people, have you ever heard or do you understand the SF 181 form? Yes or no? And I'm going to see if people heard of it or understand it. Have you ever heard of the SF 181 form? Yes or no? I always ask these grown men this that have these crazy handles on their social media page. I see so many people that say L this and Bay this, and I say, well, where you study at? What do you know? Most of these people dropped out of school and high school. Most of these people, with all due respect, work in low-income jobs. And I'm like, dude, I thought we were supposed to be here to learn. I thought we were supposed to be here to support and take things to the next level. Because I don't see people jumping on other people's pages disrespecting. I don't see that. And us as a people, with all due respect, melanated, Moors, whatever you want to identify as, we should have the highest respect for each other. We should display the highest respect and admiration for our brother that's not on here trolling, that's not on here scamming you, that's not on here telling, oh, you can follow this with that sovereign citizen oxymoron stuff. But like I tell everyone, wisdom, education, and brotherhood is not common in our community. I've learned that living in Arizona. I've learned it. Most of our people, they don't know nothing. They follow trolls and what's popular. And I'm not going to do nothing to be no influence. And I don't do that. Because I do real things in real life. I can have 20 people and make a real movement. So, do anyone know what the SF 181 form consists of? Yes or no? I'll see if anybody know what it consists of and what it's all about. Does anyone know what the SF 181 form consists of? And have you ever heard of the SF 181 form? Yes or no? Because I'm open for us to have discussion. If you trolling, I'm gonna block you. So do anyone know, or have you ever heard, and do you understand? Just because you read something, do you understand it? And then are you operating in that capacity? So I ask a question, yes or no. If I don't get no response, I'll just, go back to my day. Do anyone know, or have you ever heard of the SF 181 form? Yes or no? I'll wait. I'll wait and see if anybody say yes, no, maybe, or I've heard of it. And then if you say you heard of it, do you understand it? So we'll see, do we get anybody respond? Do anybody understand and know what the SF 181 form consists of? Yes or no? I'm on my college platform. They said that person on there, we got their name. He said we done jumped on that person page. She said she all scared now. I know, but it's okay. It's okay. And okay, Brian Gray L, because this is an L, he said no, or she said no. Byron Gray L, if I pronounce your name right, you said no. Emerald Sapphire said no. Thank you for responding, Emerald Sapphire. All these people on here, no one's saying nothing. And so the people that said something, y'all, I'm gonna allow y'all to come to my personal teachings that I do privately on Zoom. So you can see a lot of information that I talk about that I don't share on social media. So thank you for saying no. I'm waiting for anyone else to say. Only 2 people responded. Have anyone, do you know? And see, Moors be on social media just posting stuff, but don't clearly understand. Because if you clearly understand what I'm saying, a lot of stuff you doing, you wouldn't be doing. You wouldn't be on social media showing both hands. You wouldn't be doing it. You would be quiet, and you would be here to learn, and then you would give respect to where respect is due. And you don't have to, thank you, J.D. Berry, thank you. And you don't have to look it up right now. You're going to learn, so thank you. Thank you. I know these brothers don't be, and then, brother J.D., these be Moors that be in the temple and got L's in their name and all this. And all they be talking about in the temple is a whole bunch of hogwash or some sovereign citizen stuff, which is an oxymoron. And I told y'all, research Roger Elvick, research the Paradigm Group in Canada and see what happened to them. So I'm gonna wait. It's more than y'all 3 people on my page. I'm gonna ask again, especially these Moors, these L's, everybody with these adapt names and scholar this. Do you know and do you understand the SF 181 form? I just need one more response and we're gonna get into it. Watch how simple this be. This is nothing but elementary education. And this stuff be laughable. And that's why I say a lot of you guys on social media that claim they sheiks and all this, going straight to jail. Do not pass go, because you're on social media showing people how to go to jail. Okay, this person died, whatever they said, Isaran Bay. So you said yes. So can you explain it? No, don't even explain it. Do you understand and are you operating in that capacity? Because a lot of people be just posting stuff on social media, a whole bunch of paper, paper, paper. And I said, well, do you understand it? And are you operating in that capacity? And the people around you, that's Moors, do they understand it? Because one person in a group can't be the only one to understand it, because that's not a nation. So once again, people be saying yes, and I give them the opportunity to come on here and break it down. And you can join me. You can join me. This person said yes and yes. So I give a person the time to break it down and let's see. Because I'm all for wisdom. I'm a master, a student as well. I'm not just a teacher. I always like to be around all wisdom so we can compare and contrast. Never a debate with me, because there's nothing to debate. You can't debate a law. Truth has no sides. Precedent law case, doc number, Free Information Act when it comes to ethnicity. So it's nothing to debate about that. So when people say yes and yes, you have the opportunity to share your wisdom with the world. Because a lot of times people be saying yes, they really need to be saying, not really, and I'm not operating in that capacity. And I respect that when a person don't understand, or they may have read something. I say, well, are you living in that capacity? And most of them are not. Let me tell you why. Most people that got Bay and L's behind their last name, I guarantee you, if you got a job, which most people do, if you got a driver's license, which most people do, I bet you fill out black on that form. If you talk about you make a box and pick other, you just disqualified the whole form. So we're not going to play semantics. So when people say yes, they do, I guarantee you, if you got a job or any paperwork you fill out, you pick black as your ethnicity. And we got to keep it 100. That's why I tell people, if you understand something, then sign totally different. There's no reason to understand something, because most people be afraid to what? Operate in the right capacity, because they don't know and they don't operate like that. So if a person heard of something and they believe in it so much, do we operate in that capacity? I'm talking to everyone on here that got a job. I don't care if you a contractor, you got insurance. We talk about your wife, everyone, the ones in your household. Do you operate like that? And if you got a job, I bet you pick black. You feel? I bet you. I bet you. Am I right or am I wrong about it? Because if I'm wrong about it, please, you have the time to elaborate on it. J.D. Berry, watch how simple this be. Everybody got a Bay, and I say, what's wrong with us learning? I'm with Empire of Morocco. Man, I ain't even into that stuff. Like I said, a lot of stuff, I'm not even going to entertain that. I'm not even going to say you with Empire of Morocco. Oh, that's great. What do you mean Empire of Morocco? What, in America? I don't be understanding a lot of things. What do you mean Empire of Morocco? A lot of stuff be semantics, with all due respect, and a lot of stuff be just paper, paper, paper. A lot of stuff be paper, 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 and people be, so if we part of the Empire of Morocco, so I ask a person, do you work a regular job? Do the Empire of Morocco have their own houses? Do the Empire of Morocco have their own land? Do the Empire of Morocco provide homes and all that for these individuals? Well, my homeboy said, he said Empire of Morocco. He said, man, this stuff be sad, Sheik. I know, and it's okay. Because if we part of Empire of Morocco, do the Empire of Morocco have land? Do the Empire of Morocco have housing? Do the Empire of Morocco provide food and garden? I guarantee you they don't. I guarantee you go to the grocery store, you buy your clothes from the regular places, everybody do, your wife filing taxes, and I guarantee you your kid go to public school. And this is no disrespect. So when people be just coming up with stuff, I'm like, dude, that ain't what I'm here to do. I ask people if they know these things, are they operating in a capacity? I didn't ask no one if they are part of some Empire of Morocco, especially here in the United States, right here, and they might be in Texas or Detroit or Massachusetts. And I'll be like, okay, I'll say, do you have dual citizenship? Most of these people don't have dual citizenship. They never left nowhere. And so a lot of stuff be semantics. A lot of these people be getting caught up in expatriating from this so-called de facto government. Listen to people, and I say, when you do that, tell me who you have allegiance with. You will become a domestic terrorist, foreign and abroad. If you don't understand that, I'm not here to argue with you, but I guarantee you these is facts. So once again, I ask the person, if they part of the Empire of Morocco, does the Empire of Morocco provide food, clothes, shelter? And I'm sure it's no. With all due respect, do the Empire of Morocco have schooling? I'm sure it's no. Do the Empire of Morocco have midwives? So when you have a child, I bet you go to the hospital and now you become what? A willing obligor. So it's no across the board. I bet you. I ask a person, do the Empire of Morocco have midwives? Nope. So if your woman pregnant, where is she going to have the baby? At the hospital, willing obligor. I don't care if you're part of the Empire of Morocco, with all due respect, Empire of this. I don't care if you talk about you some Consulate General of Morocco, all that stuff. The president of Morocco in America, that's Fugazi. And that's imitating real things in life, which is a federal fine. With all due respect, I done seen people lose their lives. I done seen people lose their livelihoods. I done seen people get audited and lose everything. How? By listening to people on the internet. What you say, we from Tamarika, not Morocco. Like I say, I'm not here to argue with no one because I can't tell no one where they from. Some people might be from this area. Some people might be from this area if they know their family crest and their coat of arms. So I'm not here to tell nobody where they from. I know my family, and I trace my family lineage. My dad upstairs, he's 80. My dad family, his dad's dad is from Florida. Own land, own strawberry farms. So when people be saying we, I be like, I'm not with the we. I understand, I know my family crest and my coat of arms. I'm a Goodman. I annex my El or Bay to my name. So a lot of that stuff people be saying, I'm like, hey man, I'm not here to argue with you. But when the people say we, I'm a Goodman. I'm a Goodman. I know my family crest. I know my family background. I know where I'm from. A lot of us don't. I tell everyone, you better check your family crest. That's why we have oral stories. I tell people, you ain't never sat down with your great-grandmama and them before they passed and got your true history. We'll let somebody get on the internet and tell us we all from here. But how do you know for sure if you don't know specifically? Can't nobody tell you we all this because we all not. We are all not. Everybody's not from no Africa per se. You know? So I respect you. I respect you. So when you say we, you just got to say you, not we. So I respect you. You said we from Tamarica, not Morocco. Okay, Islam. If that's what that's Islam. I know my family is from Florida. My father's is from Florida, and my grandmother's side of the family is from Texas. I speak based off, and I got documents from my family, and I got pictures, and I got pictures of my great grandma as a noblewoman with her turban on. You ever seen Superman with the little curly Q? They stole all that. What you say? I'm agreeing with you, brother. Islam, because you got wisdom. Wisdom is going to agree with wisdom. Wisdom is not going to argue with people. Only people that don't have wisdom is going to argue and be trolls. So I give you honor, Big Chief, the gardener. I give you honor. Because when man honors man, we honor Allah, whatever you want to give it. You know, with all respect to you and your family. So when I talk about the SF 181 form, you say my great-great-grandparents used to tell me we are native to America, don't know my family crest and stuff, but I would like to find out. Well, before I get into the teaching, I'm going to tell you just like this. Watch this. You say native to America, okay? So you can research the 5 civilized tribes, all that stuff. You can research that. But when you say your family crest, of AKA your coat of arms, look on both sides of your family. Google your last name and your family crest and your coat of arms. And I'm just giving you a little tittle for you can do some research. And the light bulb moment is gonna come on. Remember in Europe, in Corsica, look at the Corsica flag and tell me what the Corsica flag consists of. And then we'll start having a long story. Yeah, they said we were Cherokee. Okay, if that's what your family told you, if you have, okay. And then you native to the land. You know, we are native to the land, just like in grapes, the appellation. You said, and Muskogee or Muskogee, Islam. Islam. That's why I tell brothers, we're supposed to be here to learn, Not to be just spewing off some stuff you got from some group off the internet, and they can just talk loud or say a whole bunch of stuff and say, we this, and a whole bunch of paper, and everybody broke. And everybody go to their jobs. Or most of the men don't have jobs, so they wives working. So that means you a bum. With all due respect, because the man that don't work don't eat. And I ain't saying you got to work for somebody else. I said, you should be able to provide, at least for yourself. With all due respect. So, once again, I ask brothers and sisters, do you really understand what the SF 181 form is? And I had a brother on here said that he do, so I'm just waiting on him to elaborate on it, and all you got to do is ask to be a guest. What, JD Berry laughing? I know. I'll let you be a guest. I'm waiting. You said, I'm Cherokee Indian Aniyawiya, and my information don't come from the internet either. Internet. Islam. I give gratitude to you. I give gratitude to brothers that at least take the time to know specifically. Like I said, we come from a certain family. You know, that's what I tell everybody. What's your family crest? The Declaration, I ask everybody, certain stuff you should know by heart. What's the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? I ask everyone, do they know this off the top? What's the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? Most brothers have no idea. I say, what is the religious rights of the indigenous people? So when people be trying to put you in the box, especially someone that's just speaking out the mouth, I ask everyone, what is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? This stuff we should know if we know that, because all this stuff is going to come up before we even go there. This is how we help people. What is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? I know people might be trying to look it up right now, but do you know that off the top and verbatim? We should. This is stuff we should teach our kids. So when they in class and they trying to teach them some black history and all this stuff, a lot of them don't have the ammo. So I ask brothers, you say, I'm West Indian. Okay, that's fine. But remember, you can go deeper than that. You can be, instead of general, you should be able to be specific when we say West Indian. Just like somebody saying they African American, which is an oxymoron. Or like sovereign citizen, which is an oxymoron. With all due respect to everyone. You know, I've done this in academia. I lecture with professors, Oxford, Harvard, Cambridge, you know, with people that have no dog in the race. You know? So, Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. So, once again, when I talk about the SF 181 form, it's pertaining to ethnicity and race identification. Let's listen clearly. I don't care who you are on here when we say out the mouth, but sometimes what's on the outside does not match what's in the inside. Because when we fill out paperwork, when we fill out forms, most people on here, West Indian, all that ain't on there, or your tribe ain't on there. Most brothers and sisters, when they get a job or insurance or anything, or a car, anything, they put black. And then everything that you say you know out the mouth, it goes away. Because all we got to do is pull out the paper. Just like, let's put the tape in and see what this person said. Let's get the paperwork and see how this person signed. And then your kids sign the same way. And then everybody go down in that rabbit hole. I ask people, what do civil mortis mean? When we say black, well, according to science and law, black means death. So all these people, well, we black, we know law, dead. Put dead in front of all that. Put dead in front of all those things. I'm not here to argue with no one. I guarantee what Big Chief DeGardner said, facts. I know, because I be auditing all that stuff, and I said this stuff be free information. So when I ask people when they get a job, I bet you they pitch black, and then they say they know the SF 181 form. So brothers that say they know the SF 181 form. Once again, I ask them, when you got a job, because you got a job, or let's say your wife or your kids, what do you teach them how to fill out? If they going to college or anything, insurance, taxes, because most of these people on here, they getting taxes. They lie out their mouth. They getting taxes. They can't wait to get that little change that they gave Uncle Sam. And they get a small tittle. And that's why we don't have infrastructure. Because we don't know how to donate to our religious and charitable contribution of our choice and build. You say, I haven't but black or African American in 15 years. You said, I haven't but black or African American in 15 years. You said, I haven't Maybe you're saying put black or African American in 15 years. Okay, so what do you put? What do you put? And you can't say you make a box and put other, because that's going to void the whole contract. So what do you put? Big Chief, the gardener. What do you put? When that's in front of your face, what do you fill out? And it's for, and I'm asking questions, especially for the other person that said yes, he understand, and yes. So what do you put? And what you say? It looks like even if you put American Indian, it might be a misnomer. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. And Big Chief, with all due respect, no disrespect to you, Indian American, and I'm dealing civics. We ain't it ain't no well, this, not the other. I'm not going that way. I say that you would be put in a category of lack of understanding this civic question that I'm asking. And what you say, brother JD? I got my professor on our GCU live. He was like, oh my God. He like, why would he say that? I don't know. I say white, not by color, but by like, there you go. I be giving hints. I'm gonna show the whole. I'm gonna break down the whole document from scholarship that I did in college years ago. Standing ovation. This is why I be saying people be getting misnomer or they be puffed up with pride. And I'm not saying you, but this is how easy someone can be sincere, but sincerely wrong. And if you sincerely wrong and your heart is pure, you will correct your wrongs. But most of us don't. We'll find out we wrong and then leave everybody in the burning house. Because Native American is wrong. Native American is wrong. With all due respect, I ask everybody out, family, if you're an entrepreneur, just like I know people starting businesses, and say you fill out your paperwork to get your EIN, your DBA, they put black. You can't tell me you lying. Because under free white person, I saw more on there. Thank you. Come on, JD. Come on. And so I said, I don't play semantics. I ain't out here trying to be one of these people to have you get caught up. I'm telling you what it is. And I roll by myself, and I don't have no problem. That's why I got the right people with me. That's why I'm able to move all over. Even where I go, they have to set a mandate when I come. And if I want to come with my security, my muftis with arm, all we have to do is get a permit. This is why I be laughing at my brothers and sisters. I said we lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn and we refuse to get with the right ones. We will give ourselves a self-inflicted gunshot. I be trying to tell all my nieces, all my family, before you go in business and do all this, you need to talk to me. But we don't. And you set yourself all the way back because all your paperwork for your business, you black. You can't tell me you not. So you have no rights. You have civil mortis in the eyes of the law. And that be facts. So if you're a new business owner, if you my family or my nephew, and you ain't got with me knowing that I'm an expert in my field, you played yourself. You played yourself because people just be talking and they be afraid of the real world. So if anybody put Indian or African American or Native American, I get what you're saying, but like my brother said, it's like J.D. Berry said, it's still a misnomer. You know, regardless how you feel about it or not. And that's why I said us as a people, when everybody want to have a title, and I don't care what your title say, you still be wrong. With all due respect. And then the first thing brother be doing, they be arguing, snotting at the mouth like they got rabies like Cujo. You know the dog Cujo? That's what they be doing. I'd be like, man, ain't nobody wasting their time with that bum stuff. Not me. Nobody self-sufficient. Nobody have a garden. Nobody have land. Nobody have a library. Nobody have a school. Nobody own property and land to where if they say the siren go on and they say they sending everybody to FEMA camps, blah, 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 and they say Moors, if you part of a real nation, you got such and such to pack your stuff up and go to your land and live off the grid. Where would you go when people say they part of the Moroccan Empire? That Moroccan Empire don't own no land, with all due respect. That just be talk. And no disrespect to you, to me, everyone I seen, because I know a whole bunch of people, they say they part of the Morocco Empire and they live in the projects. And then the woman they with on welfare and Section 8. And they getting food stamps. And they getting food stamps. But then they come, well, yeah, we from this empire and this, not the other. But you on food stamps and welfare. So the government your daddy. And you went down to the, and if you in a union, you went to the city hall and got a marriage license. That's a third party contract. You can't tell me you did. So all that stuff be void. When you do all this stuff, It don't matter what you say on social media. So let's deal with it. Ethnicity and race identification. Ethnicity and race identification. Please read the Privacy Act statement and instructions before completing the form. I know people don't read everything because most of our brothers got a third grade comprehension when they jump on the internet and be bragging. I dropped out of school in high school with this. That ain't no dope stuff to be telling no kids. So on the top, you got your name, your social, your birthday, and all this. So Privacy Act statement. Ethnicity and race information is required under the authority of 42 U.S.C. Section 2000E-16 and in compliance with the Office of Management and Budget's 1997 revisions to the standards for the classifications of federal data on race and ethnicity. Providing this information is voluntary and has no impact on your employment status. But in the instance of missing information, your employing agency will attempt to identify your race and ethnicity by visual observation. By visual observation. By visual observation. So do y'all understand? Do y'all know what the Spencer and Dungy case was? Before Abraham Lincoln was the president, he was an attorney, and he defended them more in court. Just because my client's skin is dark, that don't mean he's a Negro. This is what I be telling people. I be like, man, we lost. This information is used as necessary to plan for equal employment of opportunity throughout the federal government. It is also used by the U.S. Office of Personnel Management of Employing Agency maintaining the records to locate individuals for personal research or survey. You know, like when people be filling out the census in certain areas, and then they say, do more fill out census. If you know how to fill the paperwork out, you fill out anything. That's not hard. Which the records are collected and maintained, or for related workforce studies. Social Security number is requested under the authority of Executive Order 9397. Yes, cuz it's low-key illegal to be black. Thank you, JD. It's been illegal to be black since 1835. That's why I be laughing at these brothers. I said, dude, man, please. It's been illegal to be black since 1835. Research the Wilmington's White Man Constitution. And it was that South Carolina where them Europeans, Albions, Tralodites, no disrespect, came together and said, we ain't finna be ruled by no Negro. We ain't finna be ruled by no Negro that's running their mouth. I told you, that's why I be saying stick a fork in most of these people, with all due respect. So, listen to this. Listen how simple this is. Specific instructions, because people don't read instructions. Watch this. The two questions below are designed to identify your ethnicity and race. Your ethnicity and race. What's your nationality? What's your race? What's your status? Ethnicity and race. Whoa, that's what they be doing. I be like, man, go on, man. I'm not doing that with nobody that I know is poor and a bum and they living with a chick on welfare. Real talk. So the government your daddy. With all due respect. So let's deal with it. The two questions below are designed to identify your ethnicity and race. Regardless of your answer to question 1, go to question 2. Okay. Regardless of your answer to question 1, go to question 2. What you say, Emerald Sapphire? Emerald Sapphire said, damn. Emerald Sapphire said, damn. That's right. And if everybody don't feel like you, that just be on here talking, you know they screwed, Emerald. You know, that's why I be laughing at all these people with that black stuff. I don't care about your job. I don't care about nothing. You got a will, man, you going to court, that's finna be litigation. Man, that stuff finna be tied up. Why? Because you black. And I'm black and I'm proud. And we black, we know law. No, you don't. Black don't have no rights. It's civil mortgage. Black been illegal since the 1800s. And you still operating like that. Somebody can hit up Ben Crump right now. And Ben Crump, if he talk about some reparations and we black, Ben Crump know he gonna lose that, but he gonna get paid regardless if he win or lose. See? That's why I said these attorneys, they know better than that to come on here because they're gonna do a background check on me first. They're gonna be like, no, I ain't dealing with him. I ain't dealing with him on that. Because everything. Well, we in persons now. That's just change of slavery. That's just change of ownership from red to blue. You can play the game if you want to. So, listen to this. Question one. Now remember, it said the two questions below are designed to identify your ethnicity and race, regardless of your answer to question one. Go to question two. What my boy say? He said people have been knowing you all this time, Sheik, and they don't donate and they come on your page all the time. Yeah. I got people from my city of Flint. I'm still in Flint that know me. They ain't even got my books. I know people that work at colleges, and I'm telling you, I'm like, I bet you sign. I bet you on your paper you say black. I bet your kid stuff say black. I bet you everything about you black. And black has no standards in law. It's silver mortis. Put dead in front of all that. Can't be mad at me. So, question one, are you Hispanic or Latino? With a question mark. In parentheses, a person of Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central America, or other Spanish culture or origin, regardless of race. Question two, please select racial category or categories with which you mostly identify by placing an X in the appropriate box. Now, racial categories. This is what it says. Check as many as apply. Check as many as apply. That's what it says. And these people are going to get it. I got a degree in African American studies. That ain't nothing real. Most of the black people think the Willie Lynch was real. Talib Kweli wrote a song with all these rappers, Willie Lynch. Ain't no Willie Lynch letter. If it was a Willie Lynch letter, it'd be in the Library of Congress. Black wasn't even used to describe ethnicity in the first century. Black was used to describe in theater when the curtain come down. Just like all these black people, or Roots, Kunta Kinte, our elder. Man, Alex Haley got sued. He plagiarized that from a European named Harold Kohler, his book called The African, and they lower level Masons, just like Behold the Pale Horse, lower level Masons. If they were alive, they'll be quiet in the mug. Just like brothers use Zachariah Stitchin and Anunnaki. Zachariah Stitchin ain't no scholar. That's pseudo as well. That's why I be laughing. I be like, dude, they all lower level European Masons, 32 and 33 degrees. I'm their daddy. With no disrespect, I'm 99 degrees, ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim, and I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I'm going to always be transparent. I ain't took no oath, but am I initiated through the wisdom? Yes. Just like anybody else will be initiated to the wisdom. You go from this degree to that degree. You go from scope in martial arts to that scope of martial arts. If you believe history started on a slave boat, that's where it ended. Thank you. I think, hey, brother, I'll tell you this right here. I think I sent you a book earlier. Check and see if you got it called The One World Tartarians. And it's by another European scholar. In that history, I have to go to the chapter. If I got time, I'm going to go to the chapter and tell you which one. And I'm going to show you how all that on that boat stuff is totally hogwash. Hogwash. Hog, riggedy wash. And I did this in academia. That's why I laugh at our brothers and sisters. So let's deal with it. Check as many as apply. So the first one, somebody said, let me read, because I think somebody said Native American. Let me see what somebody said. Okay. Somebody said, Emerald Sapphire said Native American. Okay. So, American Indian or Alaskan Native. Let's see what this says. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, and who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. That's one. Keep that in your head. Keep that in your head. Asian. Now remember, they said if anything wrong, we're going to identify you by what you look. So let's deal with it. Asian, a person having Tartarian, barbarian, barber. No, it's called the One World Tartarians. Tartarian, barbarian, barbary. I don't know what that means, but okay. I don't know if that person trolling, but yeah. But Asian, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast, Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan. You say is an illusion. It really the Empire of Morocco. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the Empire of Morocco. Hey, like I said, everybody do that. Everybody say Empire of Morocco, and I'm like, hey, fine. You know, I'm not here to argue with no one with that. But I bet you when something happened, all that stuff is meaningless. I guarantee you. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not going to debate nobody with that on my YouTube page. You can feel how you want to with the Empire of Morocco. That's fine. Native Hawaiian or other public islanders, or other Pacific islanders. A person having origins in any of the original people of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific islands. Now, here we go to white. Remember, nationality, race, and ethnicity. This, what we're talking about, the SF-181 form is ethnicity and race. Ethnicity and race. I know, okay, let's play devil's advocate. I know people from South Africa that's unmelanated, and they were born in South Africa. I know brothers, I know Moors from Europe. We talk about Swarty Pie, aka Black Pete. I know brothers that ain't never been here and they live in Europe. Did I make them a European, a white man? And then we deal with white. Listen clearly what white is. Listen clearly. Because I said race and ethnicity. Listen clearly. That's why I be asking, brother, sometimes we should be slow to speak and always fast to listen. But I know where a lot of people be getting this stuff from, and it's okay. I'm not the one to debate. I'm never going to debate no one. I'm just going to block you. White. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe. Now, when I told y'all, Europe, get the book David McRitchie, Ancient and Modern Britons. David McRitchie tell you this already, but I'm not going to argue with no one. White, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the so-called Middle East, but we know what the Middle East is, right? That's Africa, right? We know this. Or North Africa, or North Africa, or North Africa. So when you get a job, or when it's time for you to fill out something, what do you fill out? I know you don't fill out Empire of Morocco. I know you don't say, oh, Empire of Morocco, and you make a box and say Empire of Morocco, then you voided the whole contract. You voided the specific things that you should know. That's why I said I'm not here to argue with no one. I'm not here to do no semantics with no one. I'm not here to do that. I'm not. Because then when people be filling out all this paperwork with these people, I said, when you go to court or when you get in trouble or when you get audited, none of these people will be there. I guarantee you. I know this for a fact. And most of these people be in their 40s. And I said, you can't be this old and still with this type of thought process at this age. That's why I be feeling sorry for the women and the kids that these so-called Morocco people be involved with. Then they say they follow Noble Drew Ali. Well, Noble Drew Ali said, what makes you a Moroccan? Because you're born here in America with Moroccan descent. Moroccan just means African per se. But who am I? Everybody be talking, we're for the Moroccan Empire, I'm like, man, okay. Well, if that's the case, you should have dual citizenship. Not no paper you met off somebody on the internet, and it's no, you should have dual citizenship in Morocco, which no one has. You should have dual citizenship from the Moroccan Empire, which nobody on here has. Ain't nobody never been to no Morocco Empire on here. And most people on here that say the Moroccan Empire ain't never left their states. They ain't never been to Morocco to even tell you what Morocco look like. To even be specific on what's in Morocco. These be all people here in the United States. And I'll be like, man, stop. Stop. This stuff got popular during the COVID. You ain't seen none of these people before the COVID with all that rhetoric. So let's deal with it. White by law. I'm just going to give y'all a little briefing. White by law, the legal construction of race. The legal construction of race. It's a document. I'm going to send it to you, Noble JB. It's called Law Governs All Events. That's why I be laughing. They don't have the information. They don't have the information. They don't have the information. I'm telling you, I'm going to send it to you. Very simple. It's called Law Governs All Events. And I know most people don't understand law because if they did, they wouldn't be saying nothing. And every more should have this. But they don't. And then they'll say they have it, and then they'll still do their own thing. Law governs all events. If you operating outside of the parameter of the law, you are an alien. This facts. I don't care how nobody feel or some rhetoric you got on there. Law governs all events. Law governs all events, period. And I'm going to send you the document, brother JD, for you can read it for yourself, for you can be like, man, these people do not know what they talking about. I know. Because I know where they got all that rhetoric from, with all due respect. That's why I said, I'm not your enemy. That's why I tell people you should want to be corrected with love. I give you an analogy. If somebody give you a multiplication test and you get a person on there and they trying to be smart and they like, yeah, this is the right answer. And then we check it and they be like, no, the answer's wrong. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. 3 + 3 is 18. People be like, where you get this stuff from? You listen to Terrence Howard, you know? And I'll be like, man, I'm not here to argue with no one. So brother JD, don't forget to text me, law governs all events, because I might forget what I'm talking about as I'm going. But remember, you got my information. Email me, Sheik, law governs all events, and I'm going to give it to you you can read it for yourself. You're going to laugh like a mug. You're going to be like, man, y'all need to stop what y'all doing immediately. But they don't. They do all their criminal stuff on social media, and then when they really get hit and you have to prove what you said in the court of law, they do what they do. They plead to a lesser charge, and they get a court-appointed attorney. Because that's what you do when you get a court-appointed attorney. They plead to a lesser charge. That means they admitting guilt. These facts. So, in the first words on the subject of citizenship, Congress in 1790 restricted naturalization to white persons. Though the requirements for naturalization changed frequently thereafter. This racial prerequisite to citizenship endured for over a century and a half, remaining in force until 1952. For the earliest years of this country until just a generation ago, being a white person was a condition for acquiring citizenship. Whether one was white, however, was often not an easy question. Why? As immigration reached record heights. At the turn of the century, countless people found themselves arguing their racial identity in order to naturalize. From 1907, when the federal government began collecting data on naturalization laws, many more sought to naturalize and were rejected. Naturalization rarely involved formal court proceedings and therefore usually generated few, if any, written records beyond the simple decision. However, a number of cases construing the white person prerequisite reached the highest state and federal judicial circles, and two were argued before the U.S. Supreme Court in the early 1920s. These cases produce illuminating published decisions that document the efforts of would-be citizens from around the world to establish their whiteness at law. Their whiteness at law. Their whiteness at law. I didn't say he was a white man. I said their whiteness at law. When people talk about, oh, I know how to navigate. Clearly you don't. Applicants from Hawaii, China, Japan, Burma, and the Philippines, as well as all mixed races, applicants failed in their argument. Conversely, courts ruled that applicants from Mexico and Armenia were white, but vacillated over the whiteness of petitioners from Syria, India, and Arabia. Seen as a taxonomy of whiteness, these cases are instructive because they reveal the imprecisions and contradictions inherited in the establishment of racial lines between whites and non-whites. It is on the level of taxonomical practice, however, that these cases are most intriguing. The individuals who petitioned for naturalization forced the courts into a case-by-case struggle to define who was a white person. More importantly, the courts were required in these prerequisite cases to articulate rationales for the divisions they were creating. Beyond simply issuing declarations in favor of or against a particular applicant, the courts, as exponents of the applicable law, had to explain the basis on which they drew the boundaries of whiteness. And when I talk about the Spencer and Dungy case, before Abraham Lincoln was the president, he defended it more in court. The more they want to talk about he from Morocco. That's why I'd be like, man, we need to stop that stuff. You ain't from no Morocco. Nobody never been from Morocco. I said, your mother ain't never been to Morocco. You don't got no history of your family being in no damn Morocco. Excuse my candor. Or no Moroccan Empire. When people say, we from the Moroccan Empire, okay, we who? We who? We who? And I always say that the world too big for somebody to put you about and say, we from the Moroccan Empire. Well, my homeboy from Bosnia. Bosnia. Black darker than me and you from Bosnia. That's why I be like, man, this stuff be crazy. Beyond simply issuing, okay, I gave y'all that, but the whiteness. The courts had to establish law whether, for example, a petitioner race was to be measured by skin color, facial features, national origin, language, culture, ancestry, the speculations of scientists, popular opinion, or some combination of these factors. Moreover, the courts also had to decide which of these or other factors would govern in the inevitable cases where to various indices of race contradicted one another. In short, the courts were responsible for deciding not only who was white, but why someone was white. Remember, I told you, Abraham Lincoln defended Moore in court. Research the Spencer and Dungy case. Thus, the court had to wrestle in their decision with the nature of race in the general and of white racial identity in particular. When you go to court, it says, state your name for the record, state your name, but you say black. Their categorical practices in deciding who was white by law provided the empirical basis for this wisdom that I'm giving y'all. How did the courts define who was white? What reasons did they offer? And what do those rationales tell us about the nature of whiteness? What do the cases reveal about the legal construction of race, about the ways in which the operation of law creates and maintains the social knowledge of racial difference? Do these cases also afford, would you say, yeah, he could have lost in all when that man put slander on him saying he was black? Yeah, they lost. They had to pay. This is what I be telling people. This is why I be laughing. I said, man, you ain't never been to court defending nothing. Most of these people haven't. I keep telling people, my professor prosecuted attorneys in Arizona. I used to go in there with my feds. I'm not going to say names. A lot of these people y'all follow came to Arizona, got locked up. And they informants. Especially someone that talk about some president of Morocco came to Arizona, got their butt locked up. And then they get right back on social media with the rhetoric. Oh, you going to Moorish court. There ain't no Moorish court. Somebody basement. You better ask them dudes derived of the Moors and what happened to them. Like, this stuff is crazy. What do the cases reveal about the legal construction? Do these cases also afford insight into white racial identity as it exists today? Everybody become with that old stuff. No, come get relevant. What finally is white? And in this wisdom, we examine these and related questions, offering a general theory of the legal construction of race and exploring contemporary white identity. I conclude that whiteness exists at the vortex of race in the U.S. law and society, and that whites should renounce their racial identity as it's currently constituted in the interest of social justice. And in this wisdom, and in this chapter, introduces the idea that I developed throughout the wisdom. So I give y'all this little piece, and we're gonna have a conversation, which I know most people are not gonna say nothing, because it'll be based off on what? Your personal belief, which is a lie. I don't operate on your belief system. The racial prerequisite cases, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not even gonna go any further. Well, my homeboy said, thank you. What they said, you taught this at GCU? Yeah, I did. And thank you for the donation. That's why I be telling Morris, I know most people got this stuff from somebody on social media. When they be saying, oh, we all from Morocco, we the Moroccan Empire. What Moroccan Empire are you from? Is your mother from the Moroccan Empire? Did your mother tell you were from the Moroccan Empire? Or somebody on social media told you were from the Moroccan Empire? Most people don't even know on their family crest or their coat of arms, and then they come on here and say, we from the Moroccan Empire. But who is we? That's all I be telling people. Who is we? Because when you say we, you're talking to more than one. So when a person say we, you can't say that. You can't say we. Because I have my homeboy come on here, they be like, man, I'm from Europe. He'll say, I'm a European. And I'll be like, yep, you true are. And most people don't even be understanding it. That's like we saying, when you get the Anglo-Saxon dictionary, white is not spelled how you think it's spelled. And white in the Anglo-Saxon dictionary means something totally different. That's why I be telling people, you have to go farther with your wisdom. Don't just get something and then get all excited. Don't learn how to do addition, and then when you learn multiplication, you how to add and subtract, and that's a tool in the toolbox, because that's what these brothers be doing. And then they play semantics. And most of these people be poor and broke. I heard a brother say more than Ruth Spain. I'm like, huh? I said, so J.A. Rogers lying? So when I get Al and Dallas, when I show you all this, so what are we talking about? I'd be like, why do we do that? So Stanley Lane Poole, and I think Stanley Lane Poole, a European, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, so they lying too, huh? That's why I be saying people don't like information because they have their own narrative. I don't have a motive. I did this in academia and graduated with honors. You said, how do we take their info and see it for truth? When we keep saying they, who info? When we take their info and see it for truth, we ain't taking nobody else's info and take it for truth. That's why I said, man, with all due respect, Rod Podcast, with respect, and I respect you, we got a lot to learn because we be saying when we take they and we, and I'll be like, okay, when you say when we take their information and see it as truth, what do you mean? With all due respect, how do we take their info and see it as truth? What do you mean? Because I'm not here to debate. Well, I'm asking you a question. You ask me a question, I ask it back because I don't understand that question. How do we take their info and see it as truth? Who said it's their info? So if I give you a precedent of law case, doc number, and Free Information Act, we'll say, well, that's their information? And I'll be like, well, how? If you go to court, a precedent of law case, doc number, and Free Information Act is going to help you defend yourself. How? Because this is precedent. When everybody say they study civics, I'm not here to argue with no one. And I'll be like, well, what do you mean? I always ask people like, what do you mean, Rod Podcast? They still made the rules. Who made the rules? See, that's what I keep saying. They. And I get the they. They who? Because I just said earlier, law governs all events. You must know law. There's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. Law governs all events. I never got played in court. I don't even go because I operate in the parameters of the law. So when we say that, what are we doing? What are you trying to do when you say they still made the laws? Once again, we wrong. They conduct and run the system. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't, brother. No, they don't. It's a book called I have to find it. I can't even think of the book. Can't even think of it. Due to programming and conditioning. That's it. It's a lack of knowledge. You know? There's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. It's a lack of knowledge. And so when I ask people, what are you going to court to do? And most people be going to court, this is what they got off the internet. Oh, I'm trying to cancel corporate debt. Oh, I don't want to pay this no more. When you do anything with the government, you're a willing obligor. So if you want to go on no contracts, don't go get no mortgage. Don't go get no damn car note and you sign it and don't know the interest rate. Don't go to the hospital and have a baby. People say they part of the Moroccan Empire. Well, you should have midwives. Everybody willing obligor. So what are we talking about? We can't complain about something if you haven't read the contract. When you get a phone, they say they reserve their right. But do you reserve your right? What? You should operate as a business. You should DBA. That's all I'm saying. LOL, bro, if you have a license and birth certificate, you subject under the rule. Man, you got a birth certificate. When you was born, I bet you when you was born, you got a birth certificate. I bet you when your mama birthed you, you got a birth certificate. And only you can give stuff back if you want to. I bet your kid got a birth certificate. I bet your brother got a birth certificate. I bet you everybody on here got a birth certificate. This is what I be saying, man. It's like, I'm not here to argue with no one. I bet you got a birth certificate. I bet you was born in a hospital. All right, then. So a lot of stuff be barbershop talk. I ain't fighting for nothing. I do, and I'm still fighting for freedom. What freedom are you fighting for? You got to tell me. What freedom are you fighting for? What freedom? What, the contract that you in and you didn't know? Because I don't understand when people say this stuff. I don't understand. If you a trucker, right? And you drive the big rigs and you drive your trucks, isn't it contingent on you having a certain license to drive them big trucks? Yes or no? Isn't it contingent on you? Ask the brother Vincent with the Ride of the Moors, and he'll tell you everything. He got played. He was a truck driver making $250,000 a year. Somebody tell you, man, you don't need no license to do all that. But for you to drive those big trucks, it's contingent on you to have a certain license. So if you a big truck driver and all this, and you are more, and that's how you take care of your family. You're not gonna get those certain licenses to drive that big rig. I'm just asking. And I'm asking everybody on here. My homeboy said, "Yeah, I know." I asked another question. Would you be okay with somebody putting your kid, your grandma in the car and they don't got no license and no insurance and they get on the highway and just, with all due respect, and say something happened, a big rig hit everybody and something happened. Then you say, well, I'm going to go to court and try to use the law that I say that I don't even abide by. That's an oxymoron. With all due respect. That's why I say a lot of stuff be barbershop talk. When people say they're trying to, I'm still fighting for freedom. What freedom? I always ask, what freedom are you fighting for? And then that's all I ask people. I always ask people, I say, what freedoms are you fighting for? Because I'll wait. What freedoms are you fighting for? And then we can have that discussion. Because a lot of stuff be barbershop talk. A lot of stuff be stuff that they got on social media. A lot of stuff is sovereign citizen, Paradigm Group, Roger Elvick, redemption movement stuff. So I always ask brothers and sisters, what freedoms are you fighting for? Because if the religious laws trump all that, this is old. Religious laws trump all that. What do you mean, Sheik? My Mormon homeboys and my Amish homeboys, they don't do nothing with the government. If they want to drive their cars on their land and all that without no license, they can. If they want to ride their horses and all that on their land, they can. But when they get on the highways and byways, they have certain licensure to make sure the people that they are traveling on the highways and byways are protected because we're responsible for people. But when people say this, you got to tell me, what freedoms are you trying to get? Because I wait. When people say they're still trying to fight for their freedom. You see, and that's where the semantics come. I ain't talking about European religion. And I respect what you're saying. I'm not here to debate with no one. But you just said that yes, you got a birth certificate and all that. And then you say you're not subject to European religion. We ain't even talking about European religion. And that's why I say, with all due respect, this stuff be semantics with us. We're supposed to learn. We're here. You own this earth plane. What about your child? That's why a lot of these brothers, that they don't be having empresses and things. You're not going to let me on? No, I'm not letting you on because I don't debate with people. I tell people, do your own show and do your own. I don't do that with people. I mean, I tell everybody my ground rules off the dribble. I'm not doing that. I'm not debating no one. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not doing that. You said what you said. I said, that's fine. That's how you operate, fine. And then you said you're not subject to European religion. And that's another thing. We always say European religion. So what is European religion? Because I'm not under no European religion. If people know who I am and been following me, they know. You know? That's all I ask people. I say, I'm not going to get into debates with brothers and sisters on their personal beliefs because everybody don't feel like you feel. So I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to do those things. I'm breaking certain things down to give people to study for themselves, for you can read it, for you can understand it. And if you don't understand, then we go there. But a lot of us say we do this and we understand and we go into court, and that's fine. He said, if you call on anything created by Abraham is European religion, my brother, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, what my homeboy say? What'd he say? Oh, wow. He said, block that. I'm not going to block him, man. Dude, I just gave you a precedent. I just gave you the Spencer and Dungy case. You see what I be saying, brother JD? I gave a brother a Spencer and case. I said before, and I ain't talking about, let me, I got it. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with nobody. I'm not doing that with nobody. That'd be a waste of my breath. I said the religious rights trump everything. Come on, everybody. Your religious rights trump everything. You have to know your religious rights. Your religious rights trump anything with the government. Your religious rights, your personal tribe, to where you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this. I just said the Amish or the Mormon, they don't do nothing with the government. They don't have no kids, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I just said that. I said the religious laws trump everything. And that's what I be saying. They be like, dude, words has synonyms. That's why I say a lot of brothers' vernacular is not there. They just want to argue and argue and argue and argue and go on and on. And let me get on there and talk. No, you should have your own. You say you Rod Podcast. So Rod Podcast, I'm sure you got your own group of people on your social media page. I'm sure you got your own following of people that believe how you believe. And that's okay. And that's okay. You know? And this is what separates people. And I said, man, I'm not here to do that. I'm giving brothers specific cases. I'm giving brothers things to look up. And the first thing people say is come with the semantics. And that's what everybody do. Rod Podcast, they come with semantics. And what did he just say? He said, is he in the context or is he listening to what you're saying? I don't know. Most of the time they don't. They just want to say what they want to say. They just want to spew up. That's what a lot of people do on social media. They get on a person's page and they start saying a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, come on, man. I said the religious laws trump everything. I said your religious laws trump everything. And if you understand that, you don't go in no third-party contract with no one. Why? Because your tribe, that you have the right, you dealing with, y'all have houses, you have midwives, you have land. If you go into the grocery store and buying food and all that stuff you saying is irrelevant. If you live in a neighborhood and you paying taxes, which everybody that live in the neighborhood, you paying taxes. If you're not, your house will be foreclosed. So all this stuff these people be saying on social media be irrelevant to me. You know? All that stuff be irrelevant, like where you used to live, to such, I bet your wife go to store, I bet she got a license, all this stuff. Everybody they dealing with, most of these people, if they got a woman, I guarantee you, they not listen to nothing that these people saying on social media. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. But that's what we do. That's what most Moors do. They get to that, I call it paper terrorist stuff. They get so caught up, oh, I gotta file this, I gotta file this, I gotta file this, and still be broke. I gotta file this, I gotta file this. You still don't own no land. I gotta file this, I gotta file this. If your empress get pregnant, you go into the hospital, you a willing obligor, and everything that the hospital wanna do, they wanna hit them up with shots, they wanna give them immunization, all that. You said, yeah, I seen a cop wear a yarmulke the other day in his uniform. I was like, damn, religious rights trump all. You see, that's what I be saying, Brother JD. Like, people just be talking. People just be running their mouth. And that be those Moors. That it all be, that's what it be. It's going to be this stuff that just got popular in the last few years. And then when you look at a person's background, man, this is not who they are. And then I always ask these people, did you challenge academia? This is the first thing they say. Oh, man, that's the white man stuff. Everything is the white man stuff to them. Oh, that's the white man stuff. Man, now nobody want to hear that. And the woman you dealing with on welfare and Section 8. Man, this stuff, man, that's why I said our people lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. We have got into a debate culture. We have got into, well, let me on. Let you on for what? You say you such a podcast, and if you teaching people that, I guarantee, and if that's what it is, you messed up. You said because if you didn't know better and you wear your fez and people try and make you take it off, you can sue. But look, hey, Brother JD, watch this. Watch this. See, I bet you they don't know the precedent of law case and doc number to say they can wear their fez in court. I bet you they don't know the precedent of law case and doc number, Free Information Act, that say they can wear their fez on the job, just in case if you working with heavy machinery, they don't want you working with that tassel, because that's an OSHA violation. I bet you they don't know the precedent of law case, doc number, and Free Information Act that says you can wear your turban, your fez in the military. I bet you they don't know it. But they say they this and that, they don't do nothing with this. Well, give me the precedent of law. And most of them, they won't even wear a fez at work because they're going to tell them take it off. You ain't even going to wear a fez in court because I done been there. And I'm waiting for the dude to get on the page again because he know he came to Arizona, I had my fez on, and the referee was my professor at GCU, and he was a prosecutor attorney, and then the judge. Every time a Moore used to be on the docket in Arizona when I was in school, I used to show up right there with my fez on. And as soon as this brother came in there, he had his fez on, and the referee, the judge said, what you got on your head? The dude like, this is my national headdress. He said, take that hat off. You know what he did? He took it right off. He turned around and looked at me. I'm laughing like a mug. He said, it's not a hat. He said, and the judge said, it's a hat to me. He was testing him. He said, well, he said, it's my religious headdress. I said, well, and the judge said, well, so? Talking to him just like that, I'm laughing. I'm laughing so hard you could hear me. You know? Where is that at so I can find it and apply it because I want to get a fez and turbans and learn how to tie them. I show everyone. That's why I be laughing. This stuff is old, but I bet you anybody on, they go to work, they take that hat off, they take everything off, and they go in with a Yankee hat on. I was challenging all this. When I worked for the Youth Development Institution in Arizona, with all due respect, a European dude came to me disrespectful. I either wear sometimes I wear my turban, sometimes I wear my kufi, aka yarmulke, or I wear my fez. And so I came in one day, he was like, oh, you gotta take that hat off. I said, man, I don't pay attention to people like that. I walked right past him. He like, come here, Mr. Goodman Bay. I said, man, you say something to me again, you gonna be done. And I'm gonna do a civil case. He said it again. I went right to the, to the human resource. The human resource lady damn near turned red. He said that. She was like, oh my God. She like, do we know what he doing? Walked right out of the office, went right there, put his ass in there, put him in there with me. She was like, so why are you talking to this man? He was like, well, and this fool got on a Michigan dirty ass baseball cap on. He wearing a hat every day. She said, so why are you talking to this brother? She was like, you think he got a hat on? She said, he ain't never wore a hat in here. She said, so what you trying to do? He loud. I got my phone recording. I said, I'm recording for everything. Boom, boom, boom. They fired him, and I got paid. They don't say nothing to the European Jew with his yarmulke on. They don't say nothing to the Indian Sheik with his turban on. They don't say nothing to the Al-Islam Muslim with his kufi on. But then do you see a melanated black man, and you think you don't know nothing? I got paid. You can ask my mom and them. All lived in Arizona, scared like a church mouse. Scared like a church mouse. That's why I be laughing. I said, man, I want to hear it. I said, I bet you go to work with no fez on, no turban and all that. I bet you go to work and take everything off. I guarantee you, if you got a job and you are more, and you say, I guarantee you go to work with nothing on. How I know? Because I be seeing them all. Well, I'm chic this. Yeah, on the internet. Not in 24 hours of the day. No, you're not. And I know this. That's why I be laughing. And then more don't even be knowing this. I said, how you operating and telling people you don't even know what I'm saying, this prerequisite. So you go to work and somebody tell you take your fez off, you're going to take it off. They say take that turban off, you're going to take it off. They will say take that hat off, you're going to take it off. Because they know you don't know. But it's a precedent in law. You got the right to wear your fez in court, in the military, and on the job. You have the right. And if you're working with heavy machinery, they don't want you to wear your tassel because that's an OSHA violation. Man, I know doctors. I know surgeons. I'm in the city of Flint that work at Hurley Hospital, wear his fez every day to work. My mama come down here and tell you. I got pictures with him. Like, that's why I be laughing. I be like, man, don't come on my page with that stuff. And people be wanting information. I said, I'm not giving people, I don't have to give people information. I don't have to give nobody no specifics. I just said it's a precedented law that tell you that you can wear your fez. I be giving an answer. Everybody got smartphones and won't research it up. This is a simple research. And then I'll be seeing if people have the aptitude to know how to do peer-reviewed scholarly research, which most people don't. I just said it's a precedented law that says you can wear your fez in the court, in the military, and on the job. You can wear your turban in court, military, on the job, etc. And if you wear your fez at work, you can wear it. And if you're working with heavy machinery, they don't want you to wear the tassel. Why? Because it's an OSHA violation. So every Moor on here that be saying they Moor this or from Morocco and all this, they should know this, Brother JD, and I guarantee they don't know it. And you go on their page, I guarantee they go to work with either nothing on or a baseball hat on. I'm telling you. I guarantee. Because as wise as you are, brother JD Berry, I know the rest of these brothers on here that just be talking and want to debate, I know they don't know for a fact. If you don't know, I know they don't know. And if you do know, just give it to me. Give me the precedent of law case. When people be talking about, oh, won something in court, give me the precedent of law case. But you ain't got to tell me, because this is a thing called the Free Information Act. I just say, just give me your name and where it was at. And I'll be like, you lying, there ain't no truth in you. This how I know. I'll be like, man, cap. It'd be cap, cap, cap. I'm battle tested. And everything I say, I done it. I done it. Just like birth certificate and all that. When it said black and all that, I ain't got to do shit. I'm doing no status correction. I ain't talk to nobody. Hey, I lost it. I need a form. Why? Cause I need to make a correction to a mistake that was made. Hey, my mother made a mistake. They didn't know, but I know. You see, it's simple stuff. You ain't doing no status correction. You correcting a mistake. You have the right of annexing your L. You have the right to change things. How? That you didn't know or your mom didn't know, but you know now. Anything, anywhere, and of course, anything can be changed. How? From you. That's why I be laughing when people we talk about the white man, this man, the European man, Albion Trelodike, with no disrespect, or no Negro, or no Tokar Sheik, or whatever they call themselves on social media. That stuff don't even matter to me. All my brothers, all my 23 brothers that operate under my fraternal order, all my brothers that's under our charter, under the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, they operate the right way. I bet you every one of these people on here doing a so-called pandemic, and your jobs told you that you had to go get that, I bet you wouldn't did it. Not none of my brothers. Why? Because our religious charter trumps all that. It ain't saying we for it, or it ain't saying we against it. It's saying we have the right to not to what? Participate. These is facts. That's why I be laughing. The religious laws trump everything. So when that dude talk about some white man, the religious laws trump everything. Smart guy. Smart guy. And if you got a job and you work at the hospital, you work somewhere, and they said, well, such and such, in order to keep your job, you got to get the cocoa. You got to get the cocoa shot. Most of them did. Most of these people went and got the cocoa shot. So I be telling them, don't get on my page talking. Did your empress go get the cocoa shot? Mine didn't. My empress worked at the hospital. They tried to pressure it. When they was pressuring my wife, I aimed her with everything equipped. And I gave her our religious exempt. The religious laws trump everything. That's why I be laughing. Well, you said religion? Yeah, smart guy. The religious laws trump anything with the government. Smart guy. So now when I be specific and I say, if you got a job and they told you got to get the COVID, most people to get the shot, most people won't be honest and say, yeah, I got the COVID shot, but I can look that up too. Right, son, man, First Amendment. That's why I be laughing. I be like, man, gone. Let's go on with all that semantic stuff. I guarantee you, if you worked a job and your job told you got to go get that shot, I bet you wouldn't got it. And you can have all the more stuff. You can say you from Morocco, all that. I bet you wouldn't did it. You and your wife did it. Your kids did it and all that. And then jump over here talking your stuff. I guarantee you did. Why? Because you said everything, the religious, everything is white man stuff. That's what we said. That's what brothers be saying. Yep, I know. Yes, they did. I know. That's why I be laughing. I be like, man, stop. Yeah, they did. I know they did, brother, son, man. Peace and love to you, brother, son, man. That's why I be laughing. I be like, man, don't jump on here talking crap. I bet you, if you work in the medical field or you had a government job, you driving trucks, anything, I bet you wouldn't got that shot because they put that pressure on you. And when they put the pressure on you, like you getting pressed, if you don't know how to handle that ball and you don't got place to break that press, I guarantee you what's going to happen. You say these people don't understand colonialism. No, they just be talking. I'm like, dude, please. I bet you on here. He said, I didn't. Okay, that's great. I ain't say everyone. Peace. That's great. But then a lot of people be saying things and it don't be true. And now that's why I say a lot of people be saying things that don't be true. I like dealing with people that can tell the truth. Why? For then we can figure out how to do it the right way. You said only if Kyrie Irving knew this when they tried to make him get the shot. They tried to sit him. What'd you say? They tried to sit him out for not taking it. Well, yeah, but everybody didn't have this. That was just the NBA. It was people in New York that was working didn't take it. That was the NBA. That's a private company. But see, people don't be knowing it. They don't know how to defend it. And so, Yusuf Farrell, I can't even pronounce your name. You said you didn't. So what did you do not to get it? I always ask people, what did you do not to get it? If your job put that pressure on you, say you got to get the COVID to get the shot to keep your job, what did you do not to get it? You just can't say, I ain't taking it. You just can't say, I ain't taking it. That don't work. And so if you working in your job, did your job mandate that? If your job didn't mandate that, then this don't apply. Because some jobs didn't mandate that. So if you work in a hospital, they did mandate it. And if you worked in a hospital and you didn't did it, you lost your job. Okay, see, that's what I be saying. You a veteran, because that means you ain't working no job. With all due respect, I get that. That's what I be saying. Context. You say well, you a veteran. That's great. So maybe you don't work a job, and still this day will never take the shot. Won't be made to take the shot. Okay, but now let's play devil's advocate. If you work a job in a hospital, and they private, and they say for you to keep your job, sir, that you take care of your family and all that, then what? Thank you, brother, son, man. I don't be knowing what people be doing with all due respect to you. You say, if you're on the job, then you're under subjugation. Thank you. You say, none of my people took the shot, won't never take the shot, and won't. Okay, but they must be self-employed. I just gave specifics. What you say, Emerald? Thank you. School, sports also. That's why I be saying people just be talking with all due respect. I'm giving you specifics. And I say, brother, stay in context. You said you're a veteran. Okay, so that means you don't work. I don't know. I know most of the veterans that I know, they don't work a job. So they get their veteran tech, they get whatever they get. So this don't apply to you. I gave specifics. And that's why I be asking people, they be out of context. That ain't what I asked. And I know what it's called. He said, brother, it's called religious preference, and it's respected. That ain't what I said. I said, if you work for private companies, and that private company mandate, they say either you get the cocoa or you lose your job. And you say, well, I ain't gonna take it. And then you say, well, I'm part of this, not the other. Well, give me your religious affidavit that say that you don't have to take it. So do you have a religious affidavit from your set? Because it just can't be you. And then you got to prove it. If you say you're part of something, and then they say, okay, we're gonna take it to court, and it's just some Fuji dust, then what? Because the nation is more than one people. Thank you. You said most of the masses do nothing but, pontificate. Because of the lack of study. And that's all I be saying. And I'm not arguing with no brother. I'm trying to show brothers and be like, yes, I understand it's called religious preference. I get that. I already said that the religious laws trump everything. That's why I be saying a lot of our brothers, their aptitude don't be there. With all due respect, I'm your brother. I'm telling you, if you work in a hospital, brother, and the hospital is a private company, you're dealing with people, and they say, brother, you're going to have to get the cocoa or lose your job. You just can't say, well, I ain't getting it. Okay, well, then you don't work here. And you say, well, I'm part of such and such, I have my religious affidavit. Well, then I hope you come in with your real religious affidavit, not none that you just told you to fill out on social media, and then when it come down to the come down and you get audited and they subpoena you to court and you got to prove everything you saying, then what? Because I'm telling you, it happened to a lot of these Moors. And then and they be like, man, everything you saying be true. I know. I'm not here to argue with no one. A lot of people be saying things and it don't happen. A lot of people say, man, if this happened, I'm gonna do this. And when it happened, they run in their car, they jump under the truck. Oh man, if somebody ever do this to me, they pull up, I'm gonna be blasting. Well, I seen a dude call himself a straight up gangster. As soon as they got the blasting, he was stuck under the car. On social media, saying, man, I'll do this. And when the smoke went down, he was stuck under the car. Stuck under the car with the strap. That's all I'm saying. That's all I be trying to tell people. I say, I'm here to help. And people be trying to debate me. I'm like, man, why try to debate me? And I'm here to help. I'm your brother. I know people is not telling the truth. If a brother say they're a veteran, I say, do you work? No, I'm a veteran. I get my check. Okay, well, then I'm not talking to you. If you say you part of a religious corporation and you say, well, this goes against my religion and this, not the other, and they say, okay, well, give me your religious exempt that shows that you don't have to participate in this. Most of these people on here don't have none. You can't be judged by your peers. They can't look at it. They can't call your peers and everybody say, no, yeah, this part of our really up. Yo, we ain't for it or we ain't against it, but we got the right to say we ain't rocking with it. Because the religious laws trump everything. The religious laws trump everything. I'm sorry how people feel. I'll be giving specifics, and then people be wanting to jump on here and argue with me. And I say, man, you're not seasoned enough. With all due respect. And then let's play another game. If you're in the military and the military say you got to get the cocoa to keep getting your military check, to keep getting that check, I bet you're gonna get that cocoa. This is what I know, because ain't nobody finna stop their money that they're getting from the government. They're gonna be like, oh man, oh man. Then they get on here and talk all that stuff. If they say for you to keep getting your veterans check, all veterans got to get the cocoa. Or come here with your religious exempt that say the religious you part of, not just you, and the rest of your people, bring me your religious exempt with the seal on it. Don't nobody have none. And then they'll call upon the people that it ain't gonna have none. With all due respect. Well, my homeboy said, I got my college people on there. They're like, man, Sheik, I don't even know why you talking to people on social media no more. Just stay with us. Yeah, but I love my people. And I'm only here for a season. But this, I'm trying to show y'all this is what happens with melanated people. This is what we do. They argue and this, that, and the other with no basis, just personal feelings. You know, and that's why I say a lot of men, they so emotionally messed up that I feel sorry for a lot of people. Because that's what we'll do. We just go on and on and on. And I'll be like, brother, just say you don't know. Or just say, I'm willing to learn. But we don't. And I give people specifics. I said, and the brother said, well, I'm a veteran. Well, this don't apply to you because you're not going to work. You're getting a veteran check. But I bet you if they said for you to continue to get that check, you got to get the cocoa. I bet you're going to get that. I bet you're going to go get the cocoa. I bet you're going to go get the cocoa. Because that be people livelihoods. And everybody know that's the truth. And it's not disrespectful. I'm not disrespecting one. I'm just keeping it real. And my boy, and he said school, sports also. Yes, man. People have to tell the truth. You work in, most of these places are private companies. Anyway, when you talk about all the public, no, they private. What do you mean? Well, that's why you think Java said, in order to work here, you got to have this credential, this credential, this credential. That's their way to wean people out. And they say, in order for you to start here, you have to get the cocoa. You're going to say, well, no, forget it. I'm not going to get the cocoa, man. Most people on here get the cocoa. That's why I'd be laughing. I'd be like, dude, the internet is the new fake. The internet is the new fake. Because most of these people on here, if they got a job and they kept their job, they got the cocoa, especially if you're in the medical field. Yeah. Especially if you're in the medical field, you got the cocoa. You can get on here and talk that cap if you want to. My empress work in the medical field. I can't wait till she pop on here. I'm in Flint right now. She's back home in Arizona. I'm getting ready to leave in a couple more, about another week. I'm going back to AZ. Then I'll be in St. Louis. Then I'll be in Sacramento, making my rounds. And my empress work at the hospital. Actually, my empress work at what? Is it Honor Health? One of them. I forget. And they tried to pressure her. You know, my empress came home, was like, babe, they trying. I'm laughing. I'm letting it play all out, you know, because we talk, because me and my wife, we friends. My empress, we friends. That's my dog, you know, per se. You know, that's my best friend. And so we talking. I said, you ain't got to worry about that. She like, oh, well, everybody taking the cocoa. One lady got sick. Taking the cocoa. Blah, 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 blah. She had to stop working because based off all the other medicine she was taking, that cocoa messed her insides up. And I gave my empress the religious affidavit. Of course, my empress was kind of nervous, you know. Of course she was. This is her livelihood. This is what she done before she met me. I said, empress, you don't have to worry about nothing. I'm legit on paper. I'm legit. Everybody know me. I have my own fraternal order. I have my own charter. And the religious rights trump everything. Our religious rights trump all that stuff they saying. And so when it came down, my empress took it to work. She didn't have to take no cocoa. You know what they made her do? They made her wear one of them big shield things over her face. I don't even know what they call it. Y'all seen them before. It's like a big plastic thing. She had to wear that over her face every day. She had to wear gloves, and they checked her for COVID, you know? Don't y'all know it's a patent for all this stuff? That's why I be telling you. And it's a way to build your immune system up. I ain't saying sickness don't come, you know? But it won't take you out if you know this. Some people they did took out. But this is what I be telling people. I said, dude, nah. Like, nah, man. You just can't make nothing up and say you part of something and you the only one, and you come in there with this document and say, oh, this is my religious affidavit from my tribe or my church or whatever you want to call it, or my temple. And they say, what temple? There ain't no temple. And they say, where the rest of the people at? Where the rest of them? It ain't none. So then you falsified documents, and now that's contempt of court. I'll lock you up for 72 hours. Then you're going to get a court-appointed attorney. You're going to plead to a lesser charge. I know this. I'll start giving specific names, and everybody know I'm telling the truth. That's why I be laughing at us. Our people lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. Law governs all events, no matter how you feel about it. And then I'll be on here talking to people that dropped out of school, or someone say they're a veteran, and then I say, I'll never go to the military. Why? Because that ain't me. And people talk all this stuff, and I say, why go to the military then if you know something? Who you going to fight for? Because ain't nobody went to the military, fought for my freedom. Nobody no military. That's your personal thing. Ain't nobody went to the military and fought for my freedom. So when people be saying this, I be like, let's keep it 100. If you in the military and they tell you to keep your check, or just like you in the military now, and they say a mandate that you got to take the cocoa, you taking it. Yeah, and I'm cool on that. I know who I am. And can't nobody fight for stuff that I already know. I keep telling people the religious laws trump all this stuff. Do the Mormon, do the Amish participate in any of that crap? No. But that's what we do as misnomer black people. We, how can I say, inject ourselves in other people's stuff. And I say, man, give Caesar back his stuff. We shouldn't even be participating in certain things. You know, and then people go to do certain things, and I ask certain things about this, and they say, no, I'm a veteran. Or I'm a veteran. I say, yeah, you're getting a check from the government. You're a government employee too. What? You be losing me. And if anybody was in the military and say a real war popped out, they can tell you and re-enlist you and come back in. You know that, and I know that. So you always work for the government. Always. So don't sit up here and tell me that. You will have to go to war and fight your own people. Why? Because you a soldier first. For what? The United States Corporation. That's what. So don't get on here playing no game with me. With all due respect, brothers and sisters. Because that's just the facts. And a lot of people went to the military because they couldn't do nothing else in life. So they say, what, man, I'm going to go to the military. Why? I go to the military, they can pay for this. That's why they go to the military, because they can't survive out here in the world. So they go to the military. With all due respect. For whatever personal reason there is. You know, and then a lot of people come back here after they went to the military and they still ain't nothing. What you say, son of man? Exactly. I know. That's why I be laughing. I be like, man, please don't go there with me, with all due respect, because you the one signed the contract. Read your contract. Most people, they ain't read the contract. Read your contract. I done read your contract. I help people get out of contracts. This is my expertise. And you ain't do nothing under duress, so you can't say that neither. What? It's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. You didn't read it all. So you wasn't under no duress. That's why I be telling people, you can't play semantics with me. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow nobody on here to play semantics. Let's just keep it real with each other. And then we move forward and we can help somebody that may be going through that or may be thinking about that. Thank you, brother, son, man. Learn to read. And they don't. People just sign something real fast. And I said, dude, you signed that already? Yeah. I say, man, it was 42 pieces of paper. You just signed it. Yeah, man, they said this, but did you sign the paper? I helped the dude, one of my homeboys was rapping. And I said, dude, did you read that? No. I said, so that means, do you know what an advance is? You got to pay all that back, dude. What do you mean I got to pay? It's an advance, sir. It's in the contract. Everything they give, you got to pay it back and some. Just like I'll be telling people about mortgages. And I said, that's dead. I said, listen, my homegirl got a mortgage. She paid almost $4,000 a month. You know how much went to her principal? $500. $500. One lady was all happy. I got a 19% mortgage. I said, on how much? $100,000 loan? You're gonna be paying $570,000 a year. And then most people be paying 3 times on a $100,000 loan. You paying $360,000 a year. Yeah, that's why I be like, man, please. And I said, you need a contract attorney, a person that's got your best interest. I love this, what I do. And I know most people don't read. You get it and you sign it. You get it and you sign it. You get it and you sign it and you give it up. Man, it was 42 pieces of paper. Did you read them all, man? No, man. That's your fault. So when you sign it, you done sign all your stuff away. Why? Just like I just gave you the SF-181 form. It said read it all. Read it all. Read it all. Just like I did a case study in school where I had everybody to read the paper. It was some multiplication act questions on there, but right at the top it said just sign your name and you get an A and turn the paper back in. So 3 people. It was 42 people in the class. Only 3 people read it. Only 3 people read it. Oh, I got all the answers right. I said it ain't about the answers. I said, did you read it? What? I said, did you read the damn thing on the top? It said just sign your name and date it and you get an A. Everybody come back class the next day looking stupid. He laughed and I said, yep, because that's what Negroes do. With no disrespect, that's what we do. We are arguing with something. And then they say, did you read it? Yeah, I read it. Well, okay. Well, if you read it, it says just sign your name and date it and you get an A. And you sit down and go through all 100 questions and be in there for hours. I'm laughing. When I say laughing, I'm laughing like a mug. Because you don't read. So I be telling people, don't come on my page with that. Yeah, you absolutely must decipher the spells. Because a lot of stuff is in Junior Standard. Like, it's a stuff in law that I tell people, it's a certain Latin that you'll get caught up. Watch this. I'm almost done. Let me see if I got it in here. I showed people this the other day, and I'm done. This stuff be too easy, especially when brothers be talking. I say, dude, hey, okay. And then they think they know something. They get to talk, and I say, you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Nothing you say to no cop or to nobody going to help you with your case unless you get immunity. If not, be quiet. But most people can't. Most brothers can't. They just be going off at the mouth. Let me see if I got something for you. I may have it or I may not. Let me see. It might be in my other document. When I be showing stuff, I be telling people to write this stuff down. How can I do lectures at college and everything I talk about, they pay for it, and I give it to them for small donations. And then when I'm on here, brothers that think they know something, and I say, you should have wrote this down. You should have hit me up and like, Sheik, I need that. But they don't. And that's okay too. Let me see, can I find something for you, Noble? For I can be specific before I get out of here. I know I got it in here because I just shared it yesterday. Brother JD, you remember what you remember the history I gave yesterday on that specific stuff of how words are a certain way and words are spells, and it's a certain type of Latin. I gave the specific info yesterday, and nobody hit me up with like, man, I need that. No one, for you can know, for you can correct the things that we say. Let me see if I know I got it in here. Let me see where it's at. Come on, get to it, baby. Get to it, because I know I got it in this database. Not that one. I know I got it in here. Let me see. Come on, we're getting warm. It might not even be in here. It might be in my other phone. But I think I got it in here, so just give me a second, y'all. And we out of here. And I have a full library with peer-reviewed scholarly research, and I converted all this stuff to ebooks. Everybody should be dealing with me. I know people that be saying, oh, they be switching from Christian to Islam and all this. That's like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving played y'all. Kyrie Irving talked about we Hebrews, and then Kyrie Irving switched to a practicing Al-Islam Muslim, and he going through Ramadan. I'd be like, man, this stuff is a joke. Oh, I might not even have it in this doc. Oh, or do I? Let me see. I know I got it in here because I shared it. I thought the same people be on my page each week. A student will have this, what you say, yeah, that's it, but I'm trying to find it. You ain't got to. I got some of my people on my other platform that go to GCU. They saying the whole thing like, yeah, you gave it to us and you spoke about it yesterday, Sheik. I know I did. Let me see, can I find it? And watch, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it. You know what? I think I might have shared it on one of my. Hold on, be patient, y'all. Come on, I think I'm getting close. Dang, y'all. Do anybody remember? If I can show y'all. Because I know I got it in this data. I just got so many books. I should have screenshot it because I don't know the specific title. I got to know the specific title, and I can pull it up in my database. I just can't think of the specific title. But if anybody know that say they know this stuff, they should be able to pop it up on here. They say, "Oh, Sheik, this is this." That's why I know Moors don't be knowing nothing. Dang, y'all. Dang, that was it. I can't find it. Let me see if I can type something in. Let me see. Nope. Dang, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't find it. I was trying to get you. I was trying to bless y'all real fast with a piece of document that explains something and how not to be opening your mouth in certain situations, which brothers on here doing. And I know they don't know language or comprehend nothing because the words that come out of their mouth. Man, y'all, I'm sorry, I can't find it. Oh well. Let me do it one more time because I want y'all to have it. Everyone on here, I want everyone to have it. Give me one more second. Let's see, can I go through here and find it? Man. And watch, soon as I get off here, it's going to be right there. Boom. That's how it happens all the time. Come on, baby. Come on. Get to it. Find it. Dude, did anybody write it? Anybody write the stuff down I was showing y'all yesterday? Did anybody? All that information I was highlighting. What time is it? Oh, okay. I gotta get out of here. Okay, but I got a couple more minutes. Let me see. Can I find it? I'm trying to find it for y'all. So I'm trying to do my due diligence. Nope. 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 Not that one. And y'all need this, family. Y'all definitely need this for your study. Is this it? Nope. Oh well. Uh-oh, I think, okay, hold on. Uh-oh, hold on. Hold on, brother JD. Hold on, brother. I got it for you. I just gotta, is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe if I can, oh, no, that's Mommy Waters. Nope, that's that. Give me one more second. I think I'm close. And if not, I'm going to check one more source because I share a lot of stuff on social media. Not sovereign individual. No. Because a sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. You can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time. Yeah, man. Okay, okay. No. Origin of Principles, no. Encyclopedia of Ancient, no. Hidden Stuff in Water. March. What is this? March. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I was trying to give you a piece of wisdom for your study, and maybe I'll get it to you tomorrow. But I shared it on my platforms. I just thought someone that followed me all the time would have written it down as a student. That's like a lot of my college students do. Everything that I talk about, all the books and everything, they get them. Because a lot of this stuff is going to be obsolete in a minute. I got a book cost $20,000 on Amazon and Google try to sell 20 bands. And I share all this stuff on social media, especially on TikTok and on my other platforms. This it. No. I'm sorry, y'all. I really wanted y'all to have this. And I just can't find it. So I'm gonna look on one more thing, and then we'll wrap it up. I got one more level to look. Anybody got any questions before I get out of here? Anyone? Let me see if I can find something. Because it may be on here. Okay, so let me go through this, and I may be able to find the name of it because I shared it on this platform. So let me go through here. This is my last time looking for something. This one of the books. You see how much this book costs? They try to sell this on Google, and go on Amazon and see how much it costs. Go on Amazon and see how much this book costs. And Google this book and see how much it costs. You're going to crack up. You're like, what's in there that much? And it costs 20 bands. I got the whole book. A lot of stuff was given to me from my professors. Book costs 20 bands. And a lot of the information that's in this book is it comes from other stuff, and it ain't even that expensive. But you have to know that. Why? Because you have to be a scholar and an educator to know this stuff. Let me see if I can find it for y'all before we get out of here, y'all. So bear with me one more time. I know we've been on here for a minute. What'd he say? He said, if y'all like to teachings, give my sheik a donation. He's going to bless you. Yeah, all my information is in my bio. Let me show y'all something else real fast. This the person that taught Neville Goddard. You know, the European, the Ethiopian rabbi. That's Abdullah. That's Abdullah. Turbans were worn in the misnomer black churches, and it signified the mystical East when worn by us. But, you know, like I said, I ain't here to argue with no one. I'm trying to find something for y'all. Why it's not doing, why? Oh, man, are you kidding me? Now it's doing that. Now it's just playing the game with me. Come on, y'all, get to the point. I know I got it on here. I'm just trying to get it to y'all real fast, so please bear with me. I got a couple more seconds. Oh, we got 4 more minutes. Okay, so let me look. And I know it ain't this far back. That's crazy, man. No, it definitely ain't this far back. No, it definitely ain't that far back. Let me go back a little bit more, and if I can't find it, oh well. This is something I always share. That's the Sheshat in the hieroglyphics. Remember, you got the Sheshat. You see what they have that's on the medical trucks in the middle, in the chalice. You see that, right? In the hieroglyphics, it's called the Sheshat. Let me find something for y'all. I got 2 more minutes. And I know I had it. I thought I had it for y'all, man. Man, I really wanted y'all to see it, but maybe another day I'll find it for you, brothers and sisters. That's just sad that it won't pop up.
The 3-step.
That's just so sad. And I'll show y'all a couple more. But I said our library is very, very extensive. So I can't find it, y'all. So maybe another day. Let me go back just a tittle more. No, this was way before that. Oh well. It don't matter. But thank y'all, man, for tuning in. Do anybody got any other questions before we get out of here? Peace, mister. I just found you on TikTok. Peace, brother. I can't find it, y'all. I can't find it. That's so sad. I can't find it. But I will tell you this. I will get it to you. I just can't find it. But do anybody got any questions before we leave? You know? Anybody? Anything you want to ask, long as it's not no troll and stuff? Anybody got anything they want to share before I get out of here? It's just sad that I can't find it, y'all. And I know I shared this with everyone. That's just sad, y'all. I cannot find that document for y'all. I apologize, man. Taking forever looking for stuff, but I really wanted to show you this. Let me look on one more platform, And if I can't find it, man, I'll find it and I'm gonna post it. I'll post it on a TikTok and on my Facebook page again for y'all can see it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it on this one. I might be able to find it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What we got? Oh man, we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute left. Come on, baby. I know it's on here. Come on, where are you? Where are you? I don't make no sense. Oh my goodness, man. That'd be bold. Why I be trying to give y'all something real fast and I can't find it. But I will find it later for everyone, y'all. Thank y'all for your time. Thank y'all, those that came here respectable. We should respect each other. And if you like the teachings, all my info is in my inbox. If you give a donation, I'm going to give you some wisdom. You're going to love it. Brother JD, let me know if you got that info. You know, if you got that info, let me know that I sent you earlier. If you didn't get it, I have to have one of my Moosties send it because I've been having problems with my internet and stuff. Nope, I can't even find it, brother. Oh well, but I will post it when I find it. I'm gonna be on here looking for it as soon as I get off, so I can find it for y'all. So thank everyone for their time. And like I said, dude, if anybody got anything they want to share, evidently you don't. So, what do you say? I think let me see. Hold on, y'all. That's my last time. My brother said, he said, what do you say, Sheik? I know it, but I don't want to share it. I'll let you know. Okay. You don't have to know. I'll do it. You don't have to do it, brother. Yep. You got it. That's right. Dang. And I can't believe I can't find it. Apologize, y'all. My apologies. So I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it on my Facebook page. I'm gonna post it on TikTok. So if y'all follow me, get with me. I'm telling you. Is your Facebook your name? Yep, my Facebook. Here go my Facebook right here, brother. This is my Facebook right here. Let me show you. Wait, where's my Facebook? Right here. This is my Facebook page. This is my Facebook page. Curry Goodman Bay. That's my Facebook page. Curry Goodman Bay. That's my Facebook page. Curry Goodman Bay. I'm also on YouTube at Curry with my middle name, IBNA, Curry Ibn Hakeem Goodman Bay. You can find me on YouTube as well. And also our Temple and School YouTube channel is Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And I give everybody ebooks for small donations, and you can get a tax-exempt receipt. Once again, man, I apologize. It's probably on my other phone that I'm on here on social media with, and I'm sure it's there. So I'm getting ready to get off of here. We've been on here for a minute, and I'm a post it on there, and I'm gonna post it on my YouTube page. My TikTok page and Facebook. So once I post it tomorrow, we're gonna talk about it. What's tomorrow? Saturday. I have to check my schedule, but I'm sure I'll be able to do it around the same time. But I'm going to post it. So I love y'all, man. Thank you for taking time out your busy day. Tell someone you love them. And we have to take care of each other, y'all. We have to support our brothers and sisters that have an expertise. I'm a counselor. I'm an ADA professional, in real life. Everybody know me in Flint, Michigan. I make all the herbs. I do all the juices and everything. I make natural shea butter. Everything that you see me having on, I make it. All the kufis and things. I'm a wholesaler. Everything you see me wear from my tunics, throbs, or kurthras, I produce them. And I sell them at my company called MorrisHaberdasher.com. But everyone that's connected to me, that's part of my brotherhood, I make sure they have everything. And, because we do things in-house. So once again, y'all, thank you very, very, very much. And if you like the teachers, man, hit my bio and give a small donation. And I promise you, once we start making that connection, watch how I build your library and watch how we learn and watch how we clear all this stuff up that these people be talking on TikTok. What my homie said, what'd he say? Yep, that's not real neither. So we'll talk about that later. I love y'all, man. Peace.